Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, I will show you another part modeling of this MIG frother, which is this long rod here. We call it stirring rod. Actually, this stirring rod is the main features of the MIG frother. As you can see here, the stirring rod here, we have at the end here is a helical shape. So the rod, we have a long rod, but at the end it flow like more toward helical shape. Along that helical shape of that rod, we have a coil spring wrapped around that helical shape of the rod. Alright, actually to tell you, this steering rod here is driven by the motor. Since the motor we have high RPM, at the middle here we have a coupler, plastic coupler that it will drive this steering rod. So this steering rod will be rotated. So since it's rotated in high RPM, so it will steer the coffee with the milk. Right, so this the main features of the milk frother. Alright, as you can see in this image, another view, so we have a clear picture of it. So at the end of the rod, we have helical shape, and that is kind of like a coil spring wrap around this helical shape of the rod. So later I will show you in this video how do we do this part modeling of this steering rod. Alright, I have already measured my steering rod of my mid frother. So from the end of the rod connected to the coupler is 1/5 here. So the length 1/5 is the straight rod here. So I will do a plane there by distance of 6 to make this helical shape. So this helical shape will be jointed blend to this straight path of this rod. Right? So okay. So let me show you how I will do this in SolidWorks. Alright, the first thing in part modeling, so if you look in this image, the orientation of rod is in this orientation. First, I will create this long rod by a distance 1/5. The diameter of this rod is the same diameter as the motor shaft, 1.5 millimeter. So for this orientation, it means that I will do the part modeling on the front plane. So I will create a sketch here by a circle with the diameter of 1.5. Okay, then I will do extrude by a distance of 1/5. Okay. All right. Okay, to do at the end here, we have a helix shape as shown in the image. Okay, we have a helix shape or spiral. Okay, to do that, I need to create a plane by distance of 6 from the end of that straight rod. So I need a base shape to create this helix or spiral, which is a circle. Okay, let me show you that in SolidWorks. Okay, before I do this helical shape at the end here, I need to show you, explain to you the most basic way about this helix in SolidWorks. For example, this is a new part. If I just show you on the top here, let's say if I draw a circle, because to create an helix we need a base circle. So this is a base circle with certain diameter. Alright, I'm still editing this circle here. Under the features here, we have submenu curve. If I click that arrow, we have helix and spiral. This is how we create spiral in SolidWorks or helix. Okay, if you look the menu setting on the left here, okay, by default is the first choice here, pitch and revolution. Okay, by default you will see it go for reverse direction. It means the direction of the helix is go downward. If you want to make it pointing upward, you uncheck the reverse direction, so it will go upward. Okay, by default is pitch and revolution. So what is pitch? Pitch, it means the distance from this peak to the next peak. That will be the pitch. And the revolution, if I go, for example, the pitch is 5, so I got longer pitch. And I want to go for 10 revolutions, so I got 10 revolution, it means I will produce a higher helix. All right. Okay. Actually, most of the case, I will go for height and revolution because this is easy to understand. Okay. If you go for height and revolution, so it means this is the total height of your helix. So the height, if for example, I go for 10 millimeter, so the height will be shorter. And the revolution is how much revolution want to be. If I go for 5, so I have this 5 revolution. If I go for 10, I will have more dense helix. So it means along the height of 10 millimeter, I have 10 revolution. All right, so if I click OK, then this is the helix that I have produced. All right, so this is the basic way we do helix. Okay, let me off this file. Okay, let me go back to this rod here, steering rod. Okay, here, as shown in the image, I will create a plane. Okay, the plane will be on my front plane. I will add at distance 6 from the end of that rod. Right, so here, I will create a plane here. From here, I will create by the distance of 6. So I have a plane here. Okay, actually plane, you can stretch it, make it bigger. So this is a plane 1. Okay, at this plane 1, I will create a sketch. So if I go to normal view, so I will create a base shape for the spiral. Okay, I will create a base shape, which is a circle. The diameter of that circle, I already measured it, is 20. Okay. Okay, now I have 20 here. Right. Okay, this will be my base shape for me to create the helix in SolidWorks. Okay, since I have the base shape here, and I will do helix. All right, here under the features, under the curve here, we have helix. All right, if you look on the settings here, okay, let me just drag it like this. Okay, if you look, the direction of my helix is to the right direction. If I uncheck the reverse direction setting, you go to this side, but I don't want to be in this side. I want to be on the right side, right direction. So it will go for that direction. Okay, I will go for the second choice here, height and revolution. So easy for me to do the setting. All right, about the, if you look here, I want the height to be 4 millimeter. So you go to direction, I mean the height of my helix will be 4. And about the revolution, so this is important. Okay, about the revolution is how much you want your turning of your spiral want to be. If I go for example, like 2 revolution, I think 2 revolution, I think the spiral is too much. If I go for about 1.5, that 1.5, my spiral will go like this. But I don't think so for this make frother, the spiral is like 1.5 and above. So I think I will go for the spiral is about 1.35. It's about that much. Actually, you can go your settings, how much you want the turns of the spiral to be. For example, if I go for 1.5, just go for 1.5, so it turns to that direction. All right, so that's the spiral. So let me go for just 1.35. All right, okay, here under, okay, about the spiral earlier, if you look here, we have a start angle. Start angle, it means that here your spiral, because my base is at this circle, the black color, so my spiral will start at that base circle. If you look carefully here, so this is the starting of my spiral. It start, if I turn this degree, it turn at 0 degree angle. If I put it at 90 degrees, so it go for at 90 degree angle of my starting of my spiral. If you look carefully here, the spiral start at 90 degree. Okay, here at the bottom here, it go for counterclockwise or clockwise or counterclockwise. If I go for clockwise, it go the direction of the spiral, it go for counterclockwise direction. But I want it to be in clockwise direction. And okay, if I start the angle by 90 degree, the main thing is that I want to know where is the position of the end of my spiral about this position. Okay, if I go for this, direction, okay, let me go for 0. So I want to know where the end of the spiral stop. Okay, I think I'm satisfied with 0 degree angle, the starting of the spiral. So it means that the end of my spiral stop at that point. So because from here I can easily blend from this flat surface of this rod to this one by doing using sweep. So I want the end of my spiral at this stop at this position. So I will go for 1.35 revolution and start angle at 0 and direction is clockwise. Okay, the height is 4 millimeter. That's how I do my setting. So I just simply okay that I have this spiral shape. Okay, this spiral shape for my helix. Alright, since I have this spiral shape, okay, my next move is I will do sweep. Alright, I will do sweep. Since I have this helix shape, this helix or this spiral will become the path for my to do sweep. Okay, in order for me to do sweep, I need a cross section at here. Alright, since I've made this spiral at 0 degree angle, so I need to create a plane here normal to this at this point to put a cross section, which is a circle. The circle diameter is the same diameter of this rod, 1.5. Alright, to create the plane normal to at this point, so I will do reference geometry plane. So I will create the first reference will be this path, the spiral, and the second setting I will click at that point. So I have a plane normal to that endpoint of that helix. So this will be the plane too. So I will create a sketch. So here I will create a circle at that origin. Okay, sometimes, okay, if you, I just simply, sometimes is you cannot point to that origin, to snap at that origin. So I simply just create a circle here by the diameter of 1.5. Okay, 1.5 is the diameter of that rod, okay, of that spiral. So this will be the cross section. So, okay, let me do the relation. So for me to put the circle, really start at this origin. Okay, please take note on this. So I click at the center of the circle, then I hold down my control key, but I'm not touching this endpoint, but I just bring my mouse to the end here of the line of the spiral, not the point, but the line. Hold down my control key, click at the line of the spiral, and I will go the relation make pierce. So automatically it will snap the cross section to the end of the spiral. Alright, so let me exit my sketch. So then I will do sweep. Okay, under sweep here, okay, the profile is my cross section will be my circle and the path will be my spiral. So I have this spiral shape. Right? Okay, let me save this file first. I will go for file, save as. So it will be on my new folder too. So I name this as filling rock. Okay, my next move is that I will create a sweep from this cross section to this cross section. So it will make kind like an arm here, it blend onto from here to this surface. But in order for me to create sweep, I need, because since I already have the cross section, this surface, I need a path here that start from here, it kind of like a straight line and it goes to here. Since if you look, this plane is more toward the front plane orientation, but this plane is on this orientation, so it involves the path that I need to create, it involves 3D spaces, right? So it means that I have to create a 3D sketch on this. Okay, I need to create kind of like a 3D sketch from here and it goes to here. But before that, here I have a guideline that I can create 3D sketch, but here I need to create a guideline, kind of like a straight path here from the center point. Since if you look here, my top plane is really at the middle there. So this top plane, I can create a sketch. First, I will create I go to normal view. So at the straight rod, I can create a line from that center there. So I don't care any length can be, don't have to be fully defined. So this will be my guideline for me to create. I exit this sketch. So this line will be the guideline for me to create a 3D sketch. All right, in order for me to create a 3D sketch to become a path for me to do sweep. Okay, under the sketch here, I'm not on any sketch plane. I'm using 3D sketch. Under sketch here, I have 3D sketch. So I will go for straight line. So I can start from that endpoint of that line. So make sure since here it go for XY direction, it go for, hold on, I press that button. Hold on. If I press that button, it go for YZ direction. Make sure it's horizontal like this. Then I give the dimension for 1.5. All right. Okay, then I can go another 3D line there. I'm still under 3D sketch. Another line will be at this point. I just click somewhere like this. Okay, if you look here, this line is not perpendicular onto the surface. So I need to select this line. I hold down my Control K and select this surface. I set the relation to perpendicular. So if you look here, this line really perpendicular to the surface, and it maintain in line with this curve of this helix, right? So for this line that I've just created, I also give this arm, the dimension is also 1.5. All right, so 1.5 there. So here, then what I will do, I will create a 3D line also from this point to this point. So here under the sketch here, I'm still under 3D sketch. I will create line start from this point and it jointed to that point. Right, so I have this line. Okay, this line don't have to be really fully defined, but as long as I have the path for me to create sweep. All right, here at the corner here, I need to put a fillet for about 1 millimeter radius at the corner, so to make a curve. And also at this point, so I have a curve there. Okay, this path, right? So this will be the path for me to do sweep. Right, since the cross section will be this surface here can be the cross section, and this will be the path. All right, I exit the sketch. Okay, now I can go for sweep. Under the features, we have swept boss base. Okay, the profile here will be the surface, and the path here. Okay, to select the path, I have to use selection manager. I right click mouse and go for selection manager. Then I will go for the third setting. So it means I carefully select, start from this line here, this curve, this line, this fillet there, and also this curve. This will be my path for me to do sweep. Okay, then I click OK. Then if I click OK, then I have the arm. Right, let me go for standard view. So this will be the arm for the steering rod. Right. Okay, the next thing to do is that if you look at this image, okay, since I have already created the straight rod with the helical shape here by using sweep. Okay, if you look here, we have another thing here. We have a coil spring wrapped around this helix shape, right? Okay, this actually, if you look here, this coil spring is actually done by sweep, by sweep, and the cross section is kind of like a small circle. But before we go to do this sweep, I need to create this, since the path is a coil spring wrapped around this main helix. All right, to do that, if you look in SolidWorks here, since I have already this blue line here is the helical spline that I've created here, helix spiral, for me to do the helical shape here. All right, I can do this. This will be my path for me to do another sweep. So the sweep that I'm going to use is not about under features where we use swept boss base. So this will be under surface. Surface also we have swept surface. It means the profile can be a spline or a straight line. It will create kind like a swept, a ribbon shape. Okay, let me show you. While we do, if for example, this is my path to be swept and my cross section a straight line about maybe 1.5 millimeter, that straight line here will be swept along this helical shape, this 3D line. We also have the option under swept setting. We can set the twist angle. It means that while it swept along this curve, it's not just swept. We can control by using twist angle value by revolution or by angle. So it means while it's swept, it can twist by any angle or revolution that we give. Okay, let me show you. So I will go for surface swept. But before I go for surface swept, I need to create at the plane here a cross section which is a straight line. Okay, since I have a plane here, I can draw a sketch. So here I go for line here. I start at this point. So I will go for mesh weight is horizontal and go like that. And I will give a dimension of is hold on 1.5. Okay, 1.5 will be the cross section, the profile for me to do sweep. When I do sweep, when I do here, let me exit the sketch. Okay, now I have the profile or cross section, and this will be the path to be, the blue line there will be the path for me to do sweep. So when I do surface sweep, it not just sweep, I can also set the control what is swept along this blue line. You can control, I can do the setting to control the twist angle, how many twist angle that I want to use, or maybe how many revolution. Okay, let me show you how I will do this. So here under the surface, I go for swept surface. Okay, here the setting is similar like swept for under features, but this one is more in on, I do it on surface. We have surface sweep. The setting is similar. Here is the cross section. So the cross section can be this line, this profile. And about here, the path here, I will select this helix spline here. So as you can see here, we have the preview. It would create kind of a ribbon. So it means this profile straight line swept along this helical spline. But here, if you look here, under the setting on the left here, under the option here, okay, I'm not using, under the profile twist here, I'm not use minimum twist angle. I will go for specify twist value. Okay, under specify twist value, I can play around with degree, how many degree in terms of how many degree of for example, one revolution is 360 degrees, 720 degrees is two revolution. I'm not using by degrees, I'm go for revolutions. It means that this straight line, what is swept, we can control how many revolution in term of twist that we want to use. Okay, for example, I'm using revolution, but the revolution that I'm going to use here, I will go for 50 revolution. So now we have the preview. It means that the straight line, while it's swept along this helix, it will be twisted with 50 revolution because I'm using revolution instead of degree. So this is the number of revolution. So we already have the preview here. So I click OK. So now I have the swept surface with twist value of 50 revolution. Okay, now we have the swept surface with 50 revolution twist angle. But if you look in this image, the what we need to do is a coil spring. So it means it will not look like this. This is kind of like more a ribbon. So what I need to do, since I have the swept surface, I can trace this outer edge of that swept surface to be my path for me to do another sweep. All right, so here it means that, okay, I can trace the outline of this swept surface, twisted swept surface. So here, under the sketch here, I am not using plane. Under the sketch, I go for 3D sketch. While I'm in 3D sketch mode, I can select the edges of that swept surface here. So it's already traced there. Then I can go for convert to entities. As you can see here, we have the trace outline of that twisted swept surface. It produces kind like a spiral. So this outline that I've traced can be my path for me to do another sweep with a cross section of a small circle. Okay, let me exit this cache. Alright, I exit this cache. Now the surface I can off it. Okay, now I have the outline. So this is the outline, like a coil spring. Since this outline is still, we don't have the cross section, so I have to do another sweep. So the cross section will be, if you look here, the starting of this outline here, if I zoom it carefully, okay, the start of the sweep is here. So this will be, I position a plane at this point, a perpendicular plane at this point, then I will create a circle here. Alright, so what I will do under the features here, so I will go for reference geometry plane. So my first reference will be this curve. I need to zoom out a little bit. This curve, and the second reference will be this point. So I've created this plane. Okay, this plane actually is, I can scale it down. Actually is this plane 3 is perpendicular to the end of that coil spline, right? So this plane is perpendicular. So at this plane, so let me go view on this orientation. Maybe you have a clear picture here. So this plane is actually normal to this spline. So at this plane, I can create a sketch. So here I can create a cross section at this point. So this one have to be really tiny, not too much. So I put about the size of the cross section is 0.5. So this will be because I need to produce like a wire coil spring. So the cross section is 0.5. So I exit the sketch. So this will be, okay, let me off this plane. So I have already a cross section and I have a coil path here. Now I will do sweep features. I will do sweep. So I select the profile will be this circle and the cross section will be this coil shape. So if I click OK, then I have, hold on. Okay, I have these features. Let me go for standard view. Right. So I have this feature. So it can nicely wrap around the this helical rod here. Okay, let me go for standard view. Okay, I believe that's all I need to show for you to do. But before that, let me save my file already, name it as steering rod. Okay, Alhamdulillah, I've already done this steering rod for my MIG frother project. Okay, inshallah, in the next video, I will show you how I will do the last part, which the plastic cap. At the end of the, if you look in this image, we have this white color here, is a plastic cap. Alright, thanks for watching this video. But before that, please do not forget to click subscribe and like my channel. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.